Hello everyone. So today we're going to be changing the differential fluid both in the front and rear axles. Here's basically what we're going to need. Um, Obviously we're going to need a drain pan to catch the oil. We will need a 10 millimeter socket, take off the bolts on the diff cover. And that's because starting in 2022, Jeep started eliminating the drain plugs on the Jeep Wranglers. So on my 24 Rubicon X, there are actually no drain plugs for either the front or the back. So we actually have to remove the bolts on the diff cover to drain the fluid. All right, so let's see what else we need as far as the service manual is concerned. Jeep recommends changing the differential fluid every 40,000 miles. However, it's smart to do the first change at 500 miles if you have purchased a new Wrangler. This is the break-in period when metal shavings from new gears are most likely to appear. And for regular maintenance, I personally do it sooner, typically every 20,000 miles, especially after towing, off-roading, or water crossings. Recently, after doing 10 trails and 3,000 plus miles of towing, my fluid looked like milk chocolate, so water got in. So I'm glad I changed it. You can also do a quick check anytime. Use a fluid pump, or you can even use a turkey baster. Just please don't reuse that baster at Thanksgiving. Replace it immediately and preferably before your wife or girlfriend finds out. Just trust me on this one. All right, so let's see what else. So per service manual, once we get these drain bolts removed, to put them back on, and for my version, I have for the front axle M210, which is Dana 44 variant. We need to tighten those back up to 20 foot-pounds plus rotate additional 20 degrees. So all of that means is essentially 20 foot-pounds. So if you think about 20 degrees out of 360, that's like something like 0.05. So if you can imagine, this is a clock, and how much further, what is 20 degrees from 12 o'clock? It doesn't even get you to 1 o'clock. So it's a slight turn. So for most part, 20-21 foot-pounds is what the service manual calls for. I have an M220 in the rear, and that calls for 30 foot-pounds torquing down. Now, if you have an M186 or a Dana 30 variant, there's a two-step process per the service manual. It is tightened to 12 foot-pounds first, and then you need to tighten to 30 foot-pounds. And if you have an M200, which is also Dana 44 variant on your Jeep Wrangler, you need to tighten those bolts on the diff cover to 30 foot-pounds. Now, I'm going to be putting all this information in the future on a Google Drive. So these are my notes from the service manual, and this is from the service manual itself. So I'll put all this information out there, hopefully for all the videos. So please subscribe, and I'll make sure you get access to those. So let's see what else we need. We need a 3/8 ratchet. We need a 3/8 torque wrench. We need Loctite 567. You can use Permatex or some other brand, but in my research, this is basically the best, and it's made for this purpose or application for like differential fluids or transfer case fluids. But anything else will work as well, any other brand. So I am going to be using 75 W140 for the rear. Now the factory or service manual calls for 75 W85 for both front and rear. And I will explain in a future video why I'm going with the 140. So I'm deviating from what the service manual is recommending. Let's see what else we need. Oh, so if you have a track lock, so basically if you have limited slip differential, you need to get the additive or friction, what they call friction modifier. And so That, according to the service manual, you need 0.07 liters of friction modifier. Now, the majority of fluids that you buy for differential in the market now have that additive in it, even if you don't need it, because it doesn't hurt the differential if it's in there. But if you have the limited slip, you definitely want that friction modifier, and these have that already in them. But just so you know, you can also get that if you feel is necessary. All right, so we talked about the torque wrench. The other things that we need are rags or paper towels, brake clean to clean the plugs and maybe the diff housing and the cover a little bit. Gloves are always a good idea. And last time I made a change on any kind of fluid here on the Jeep. I had a little bit of a mess. So I bought these, they call them pet training pads from Amazon. And I may be using one or two of these. I may actually tape two of these and just fold them and put them on the side. And anytime I want to change the fluid, I'll get them out until they get dirty. But basically, this will catch anything that, comes down or any spills. So it's a good idea. You guys may want to decide on getting these pads as well. Also, it's going to be helpful if you are transferring fluid from the drain pan over into a container to take it, let's say, to the auto parts store for recycling. Again, a couple of these pads or one of these pads at least will help you contain any mess so your garage floor doesn't get all that fluid on it. Let's see what else we need here. I think that's it. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. One more thing. So I got two 75 W85s and 2 quarts of 75 W140. Now for my Jeep, for the M210 per service manual, you need 1.06 quarts. I went ahead and I got 2 just because to make sure I have enough, and I'll just keep it. And for the rear, for the M220, I need 1.53 quarts. So again, this is 1 quart, so I got basically 3 quarts. I'll have a little bit extra left over. That's no problem. Okay, so for these last 2 bolts, we're just going to initially just loosen them up. All right. Go ahead and remove these bolts and take a look at the diff cover and the inside. I don't see any chips or any big pieces of metal. Let's see, what is that? It's a little bit here. You can see little metal shavings. But not really a lot, just this is all normal. Otherwise it looks pretty good. I don't see anything. Okay, everything's looking good. The one thing that I don't like is these electrical cables. I'm not sure if you can see them. For the e-lockers, how they're exposed like that and going into the sensor, I guess, or the mechanism or whatever it is, that's bound to fail eventually. It's not the greatest design. We'll come and try to clean up a little bit and then go on from there. We'll put it back on. Now on these differentials, since they don't have drain plugs anymore, the one thing Jeep did was they put on a seal. You don't see it here, it's on the cover. I'll show you in a second. And so you don't have to put RTV sealant or anything like that on here or scrape anything off. So it's a permanent seal, and that's very nice. So let's go ahead and take a look at that while we let this go for a few minutes. Here's the diff cover. By the way, I love these pet covers or pads. I probably should have taken this fill plug out. Usually you want to take this out first just to make sure you can get it off before it rains. So we'll make sure we do it next time. But so here you can see some of this metal shaving actually on the plug, because I believe this is magnetic, so I don't know how well you can see that, but it's like a little sludge. These are basically metal shavings. And this is normal, so it's not unusual at all. All right, so let's clean this up a little bit. Just gonna do some brake clean and try to clean this up a little bit. Okay, and you can just use a brush to just clean off the residues of the last sealant they used. Okay, you have it nice and clean. We'll just put it on the side here, let it dry out. Okay, it's looking pretty good. This is the seal I was talking about, the permanent seal that they put on these differentials now. All right, let's take a look at the differential oil, see if all of it has drained, and then maybe we do a little bit more cleaning. Okay, we're just gonna now just leave it alone for... Okay, let's go ahead and put the diff cover back on. Okay, next we're gonna torque down these bolts to 30 foot-pounds. Okay, next we're gonna pour the diff oil into the differential. And we're going to do that until it starts sipping out. Once it starts sipping out fluid, then we know we're done. Per the service manual. Okay. Okay, I've gone ahead and put some sealant on the fill plug all the way around. And now we can put that on here. Okay, we're going to tighten the fill plug to 25 foot-pounds using our torque wrench, 3/8 torque wrench. I won't bore you with doing the front. It's going to be the exact same process. Just the only difference is going to be is I will be using this 75 W85. By the way, these pads are great. I love them. Highly recommend it.